Hey lovelies, happy Friday. This one is gonna be nice and quick because Jared jumped on Annie Elise's 10 to Life live a few minutes ago, and the very first thing out of his mouth is that he wanted this information shared. Here I go. He jumped on here to clarify what's been going on with the back and forth phone call contact information between Adventures with Purpose and Kylie's family. Now, I had a couple of people mention in the comments whenever I posted SF Investigates tweet this morning that there was 2 aunts named Lori, and it looks like that's completely correct in what the issue actually is here. So the Lori that AWP contacted was Lori, which is how I saw it captioned. So whenever this Lori came out and hers was spelled Lauri, I kind of wondered if it was a different Lori. Well, it turns out, like I said, that's exactly right. Lori Neiman is the one that AWP contacted. This other Lori is not the one. So why this one Lori decided to come out and even say this information doesn't even make any sense, considering there was an actual aunt named Lori called. For anyone who had member access, we all heard it. And we heard a guy asking questions in the background. That conversation took place. So if the point of contact was Lori Neiman, that would mean that that's Lindsay's sister, yeah? Because Lindsay's last name is Neiman? Or at least someone related to her. So I don't know who the other Lori is related to, but it goes back to the post that was posted by Lindsay about how AWP weren't heroes and she hadn't heard from them and all this crazy stuff, because I received emails from people who had proof that it was from her and that it was set to friends only, and her friends took screenshots of it. And it shows that it was like not for the whole page to see, but just for like her friends actually to see before it was deleted. So if there was a point of contact that was created by Kylie's family, aka Lindsay, which would be Lori Neiman, I'm gonna guess, due to last name, why are they coming out and acting like they hadn't heard from them? Like, if there's a point of contact, then AWP respected that point of contact, yeah? So I'm just really confused here. So for some reason, this Lori Herring, the other Aunt Lori, decided to come out and put this statement out for what? What was the point in that? Knowing that there was an actual Aunt Lori that was contacted, just because you weren't the Aunt Lori that was contacted, you decided to jump on here and do this? Like, I'm really confused about why this even was released by SF Investigates. And it's also a little crazy to me that SF Investigates and AWP seem to have been pretty chummy until like a few days ago. And now there's just like all of this drama. And I posted this part in the community tab, but I wanted to clear it up here too. This Nate, last name C, begins with C, that got arrested for drug charges and stuff in relation to that 15-year-old that died from getting a fentanyl pill from him. That's not the same Nate that people are talking about now. This Nate's last name, I believe, starts with an H. And I've had some people email me some stuff on this guy's like social media, and it really looks like him and Jagger and Kylie and Mags and Sammy and that whole little group, they've all known each other for a while. So we don't know when Kylie stopped going to like the regular school where everyone went besides her at the end there, because we know that she ended up graduating early through, I think it was called Forest Charter Academy or something like that, but it was a completely different school. But there's posts on social media of Jagger commenting on Nate's Instagrams and stuff like that from back in 2020. So this clique all knew each other. So I don't know, like I said, when Kylie stopped going to school with everybody. And then again, we also wouldn't know if Jagger used to live there and they all went to school together. Because it said that the Nate guy and Jagger and the girls, like, were all searching for Kylie all together. So it's kind of strange if this is also Kylie's ex, that the two exes would be, like, chummy and searching together. Now, Jared states again that when Nick, the roadside assistance guy, and I wish people would stop calling him the tow truck guy. It's not the tow truck guy. And I'm going to say again, the name of the company was never said. I don't know why people keep saying AAA, except for the fact that it's the most common. He says program instead of company, so maybe that's another reason why people are stating that it's AAA. But I'm going to verify again, the name of the company that Nick, the roadside assistance guy, works for was never stated. And Jared verifies here again that when they called their contact with law enforcement, the detective, he had never heard of Nick or this tip. He had no idea about it. And at that time, Nick, the roadside assistance guy, said that the footage and information was at his home office at the company that he works for, and that he did not have access to it anymore. That is all we know about this. And he was asked again about law enforcement having it, and all he did was reiterate, he called the detective, the detective hadn't heard anything about it, but now they know about it. But as of anything moving forward from that, and if the footage is now actually with law enforcement, as of now, we do not have an answer. So Annie Elise starts asking him some questions, and I guess we have been sort of on the same wavelength as to how her body could have gotten back there besides being physically placed back there. Because, okay, she asks him about her body being found in the back of the vehicle, and he does confirm, yes, the back hatch, the back trunk area of the SUV. Does again verify, yes, there was a back window rolled down. This was my thing about a lot of people saying that she could have just floated back there, because she was a petiter type girl, right? And this was my thinking of it, and I'm glad that I kept watching this, because she has a diagram that she posted that basically clarified what I was already thinking. So yes, there would not have been enough room in between the physical headrest on the back seat and the roof of the vehicle for her body to have fit back there, either by force or by floating, okay? But there is a wider space that a person her size could fit through in between those headrests. So it's like the back seat's like this, and then you have your two headrests right here. Well, this space is like this, but then there's this huge gap of space in between the headrests, okay? But my issue with her floating back there, even if her body somehow was able to finagle its way just right in between those two headrests, the vehicle was upside down, which would mean that her body would have been floating, if it was floating, more towards where the floor of the vehicle is. So her body would have had to have floated but sunk, like on the bottom where the roof of the vehicle was, in order for her body to have even gotten back there. So yes, there is a chance her body ended up back there whenever the car did its flipping around stuff. But according to Jared, the only other time he's ever witnessed a body in the back of the vehicle like that was because the back hatch was already opened and the body of that person was found where it looked like they were physically struggling to try to get out of the vehicle. So I'm just gonna assume here her body was not found in any sort of position that would make them believe she was trying to escape that way. And not just that, but we need to also remember here that back window was rolled down. That is something that's not changing in all of these new updates. That back window was rolled down. So not only would water have been rushing in faster, but there was a wide opportunity for such a small girl to have been able to get out of that window. Now he's asked about what percentage in your mind do you believe this could be foul play or accident? And he doesn't really give an answer to this, but he does make this statement about how if he didn't personally feel like foul play was involved, then the word murder would have not been in the title of the episode. So, but yeah, he wanted that message out there about the whole Lori situation, and those are the rest of the thoughts that I have. It is Friday, and I got off work early today because I've been working a little bit extra every single day to be able to get off early today. So I might take the boys out to eat somewhere. It's raining here though, guys, so I don't know if I really want to go out in there. All that ick. I don't know. We'll see. Alright, y'all have a good weekend. Maybe you'll see me. Maybe you won't. I don't know. Bye, y'all.